Are you in favor of having a digital presence?
I think that social media is the best platform where you can sell anything.
You don't see people interacting even at a dinner table. They'll be on the phone texting.
Everybody jumped on the bandwagon of Rasul Khema.
Don't follow the 99%. Always be that 1%. Socialism. Talk with people. You can divert your focus on talking to other people that can give you better projects and better leads.
I think social media, because it's getting so addictive now, people are spending more time there and they're not interacting with other people around them, including me, by the way.
We all carry our mobile phones to the washroom.
That's a very variable
Yeah.
figure. That's a very, very... So on an average, you're telling me you spend 2 hours in
No.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of The Break Buzz. All of us had a holiday season going on and we have all come back from holidays. So now we're going to start with the topic that is one of the most pertinent topics of this time and era, and it applies to all these spheres of our lives, which is how should we conduct ourselves in the real life? Let me say this again. How do we conduct ourselves in the real life? There's a difference between the real life, which we lead every day and take part in it every day, and there's an online presence. I think everybody who has a smartphone is on social media, and that constitutes our real life. So, with that, we will start the discussion. I will now hand it over to Bernie to introduce the panel. We are going to have a very interactive and engaging panel discussion in which we have the team who constitutes all ages. So, Bernie, take it away.
Hi guys, Bernie here. You guys must have seen me in the previous videos. I would like to introduce you to the other people in the panel. First of all, Aaron, then that's Angela, then Badr, and Asma. You guys can say hi to the audience.
Hello.
So, I'll start with Erin. Erin, what are your views of either... Are you in favor of having a digital presence?
What I understand,
As a person, first of all, and then as a professional.
digital presence, yes, it is nowadays. It's very necessary for every individual to have their digital presence. It can be as a personal online Instagram, you can say, or a professional Instagram page, which helps you to know what's going on. If you go according to a personal page, so you know what's going on around yourself. Also, you come across a lot of information that is very helpful to you in your daily life. And if you go according to your professional page, then yes, that I think it's much more important, because nowadays I think that social media is the best platform where you can sell anything. It can be from real estate, it can be from your cars, properties, anything that you name it, you can sell it. Even for yourself to be in the market, if you are you have a good profile or professional profile, it's more easy to be recognized.
Let me throw a question to Angela. Angela, how much time should we spend on social media every day? What do you think the average time a human being, what is the average time you spend on social media every day, and what should be a suitable time?
I think I spend about 3 hours or maybe 4. But for me, because I think it should be at least 1 hour, not more than that. Because sometimes you get so addicted to seeing those reels and things on social media that you waste so much time and you don't even know how time flies by. So I think it should be 1 hour, not more than that.
And same question if I pass it on to Badr. Badr, I've seen very active on social media. Badr, what is your sweet spot of time? Because to me, everything boils down to the time.
When it comes to using social media, I mean, My sweet spot, I mean, when I'm eating only. That's when I use social media, because you know how it is. We're always busy. We're always moving around. Our job is more operationally than internally, sitting here in the office. And whenever we get a chance, yani. But also at the same time, when we speak about pros and cons when it comes to social media, I would say that, so let me phrase this. They always say think outside the box. But how will you think outside the box if you are living in a box? And it is a good way to socialize with other people, but in an emotional way, you will not be able to do it, because you will not know in the other party or in the other screen if that person is sad or laughing or angry or happy. But at the same time, you are going to be mixed up with the other world. You know what's going on, you know what's going to be happening in the next few minutes, which they will be posting. You know what's going on in America tomorrow because of the time difference.
So, I used to do that in the good old days by reading a newspaper. I still can read Twitter feed, go on Gulf News, go on Khalij Times, and what's happening in Dubai and rest of the world, and I can do it within maximum of half an hour. So why do you think we need to spend an hour or 2 hours? Because if I see the time being consumed on social media, it's in hours. It's not in minutes anymore. So do you think those platforms were not adequate enough previously, and what has changed over the time?
That's the thing. Now social media is turning into a need, not a want. I need to do this. That's why it takes, when we do something that we want, okay, we just do it for like a few 5 minutes and then that's it. But when we do something we need, there's an addiction into it. That addiction into watching, oh, what's this person doing? What's that person doing? What's going on with the world? And you're just like swiping and swiping and swiping, and it keeps on going like a ladder that's not finishing.
But do you think that's a very creative use of your time?
Obviously not. Obviously not.
Ashma, how much time do you spend on social media on an average in a day?
Max 2 hours, not more than that.
2 hours.
Yes. Usually when I'm like, we all know, we all carry our mobile phones to the washroom. So that is like how much time you can spend over there. And besides that, like...
That's a very variable
yeah.
figure. That's a very, so on an average, you're telling me you spend 2 hours in the washroom?
No, that's not what I'm saying. Besides that, one very bad habit that I have is before going to bed, which we should not do, but that's true. We all have a habit of scrolling the videos, but like Badr said, I would like to add to it that yes, previously it was difficult for us. Previously, it was gaining the relevant information, as you mentioned, reading the newspapers and all.
Define relevant information. For 2 hours, what is the information in this entire world that keeps you occupied for 2 hours?
I would say that previously it wasn't the accessibility and gaining information from different channels was difficult for us.
Why?
We didn't have that much information. Now you have all information with one click.
So you previously did not have access to newspaper?
We had, but again, that's a controlled media. You only had that newspaper which had that specific information
The
in
world
it.
received its information every day for a considerable amount of time through those newspapers, and Times and National Geographic and Newsweek and Reader's Digest. What was wrong with that?
Asim, there is a fact that now if you look at people, there has been a shift. Now people are inclined towards more, like even with children, you can see that now they are not very much into reading. The reading habit has declined with this induction of social media.
I think for the subcontinent it has, but if you talk about the Western world, I still see a lot of people going to Barnes and Noble, sitting there, opening their books, and just immersed in those books. So now I'm going to ask this question to the most relevant person on this, who is an advocate of social media, our social media expert, the in-house social media expert, that how much time does she spend on this social media, and what value addition do you think comes out of it in your personal life?
I think the question should be how many hours I don't spend on social media.
Yeah, I've never seen you on social media in office where you actually should be on social media.
No, I am, but I mean to say, like, I think I'm always, or if you go and check my laptop, all the social media accounts are open. So I'm always there on social media and I'm always spending my time out there.
So, what do you think, as a human being, in our personal space, how much time should we spend on an average? How much time do we actually spend, and what amount of time would you recommend for a person to spend on a social media?
I think they should spend around an hour or two if needed.
Hour or two?
If needed. Otherwise, I think social media, because it's getting so addictive now, people are spending more time there and they're not interacting with other people around them, including me, by the way. So
You're an antisocial person, we know that.
yeah, so I mean that's taking a lot from our life. Like, we don't interact, we don't want to do. Same with these new generation kids. Like, they won't eat their food unless you don't put something on the iPads or give them to watch something. So I think that's taking a lot from our life. So we should spend a minimum time, yeah, on social media.
Well, okay, I think it's a personal preference. As far as the personal space
Yeah.
is considered, it's a personal preference how much time we can spend on social media. What do we gain out of it? At the end of the day, it's a personal habit. Somebody can spend 2 hours reading a book. Somebody can just spend like 15 minutes in a day in reading a book. So that's again a person. Do you think our attention cycles are becoming less focused? Are we more focused as human beings now that we are into so much social media? Are we more focused or are we less focused? Yes, Angela. As professionals, because there's so much distraction
Yes.
that every 15 minutes pick up the phone and see what's going on. Are we more focused or have we become less focused?
We have become very less focused because even
We've
when
become
we
less focused. That's what you're saying.
no, I'm saying
Remind me in your
so-
next, like when the reviews comes.
That's okay. But I'm talking in general.
general.
Yeah, people have become less focused because what happens is even when a person is having a normal conversation and there's a message or a text sometimes or a call that comes, they tend to answer the phone and not give importance. Back in the days, it was no phones. There was more interaction, people going out, playing. Nowadays, is nothing as such. You don't see children out in the parks. They rather prefer their iPads. You don't see people interacting. Even at a dinner table, they'll be on the phone, texting. So, yeah, it's become very less now. What do you think? How many hours do you spend on social media? We would like to know.
With my hours on social media,
Honest review.
Yeah,
Honestly-
because we all know the answer.
Honest.
well, my phone is accessible to everyone, so you guys know how much time do I spend on social media. Not
Yeah.
on my phone, because my phone also has emails, also
Yeah.
has a lot of customer and
Which
client
is part of
interaction.
social media also, by the way.
Yes, but that I consider as productive and the information
Yes.
that I get from that. So I'm not denying that I'm on social media. I have 2 points in it. My 2 penny input into this is, as a professional, anything that I have an open profile, be it Instagram, be it Facebook, be it other platforms, anything. If I am a responsible human being, anything that I put on an open profile, that I should be very comfortable in receiving the feedback from people, because that's an open profile. When I put something out there, people are going to comment. They are going to talk about it. They are going to give me feedback on it. And I should not be then perturbed or annoyed that I posted something out there and this is the feedback I'm getting and why people are saying like that. If I'm not comfortable, if I do not want that feedback, then I should not be posting this.
Correct.
Number one. I am an ardent believer that my real life and my real life should be symmetric.
Yes.
Should be as close to possible as it's in the way I am in my real life. I have to depict myself in the same mannerism in my real life. My social media should not portray an image of Asim which is not there in real life. So those two should coincide. I am not an ardent believer of somebody posting fancy cars, fancy watches, and creating a persona about a human being that he or she is actually not. So that's my take. I have to be comfortable in my skin in appearing on social media in the same manner in which I am in real life. My next question to you guys are, do you think your real life and your real life should be kept separate? And I do not, like, there are people who are of the belief that I should not be posting anything about my real life out there, because that's something that I want to keep private, and only my persona that I have created should be posted there. Aaron.
For me, basically, I normally don't post anything related to my personal life. All you will be able to see on my personal Instagram is all about cars.
That is your personal life.
That's something that I love to do. I love cars.
So that is your passion.
Yeah, passion. Like normally I've seen people who even go for breakfast, even if they're not ready, didn't wash their face, but they have to take a picture of the breakfast that they order. I don't like doing that. I am a person who doesn't like wishing someone on Instagram like normally nowadays people do. When anyone's birthday comes, the people post like, happy birthday, Mr. Asim, and so things.
You better do
well,
it on my birthday,
I prefer doing it. No, I prefer doing it like, like pick up the phone, call the person,
Yes.
and wish the person, rather than posting that on Instagram or on any social platform, whereas you don't even speak to that person throughout the year.
So you think that your personal life should be kept separate?
For me, I'm a person who doesn't like sharing anything that I do. It's like some people
What's wrong with you?
Some people
what are you doing wrong?
Yeah, my personal life, because see, everyone in the world will not appreciate what you do.
Yes.
There are people who will like
who will
once
be judgmental. Who will,
exactly, like once we were talking and you said that if you post a picture on Instagram and 200 people viewed it, from which only 3 people liked it. So I am not that person to wait for people's reviews on my photos.
Exactly.
So I rather not share my personal life on Instagram.
Yes. Angela, what would you say?
So for me,
The reason I'm asking you
yeah,
is because you maintain a balance. I've seen you
Yes.
have your own personal social media, which is different from your Capella social media.
yeah,
So you have 2 different profiles. So my point is, Angela,
Yeah.
that I've seen your profile, and what I've seen is that you have a different profile for your customer base, for your
Correct.
Capella. How has that helped you in your journey in Capella? In actually in the performance of your daily routine,
yeah.
and interacting with clients, how has that actually helped you in creating a separate profile? And do you think if you had just one profile, that would have been a better option, or this was a better option?
So for me, as a personal opinion, I would prefer a personal profile separately and a work. Why? Because there's some things that I would like to post what I wouldn't like to share with the world, and only like with close people or my friends and family. And there's some things like related to work which I would like to post and let the world know about. So that's why I have two separate profiles. Secondly, with my work profile, I think it has helped a lot through social media. A lot of people have contacted me, even from my friends and family, if they need any sort of help or they don't know something about real estate. They know that now I'm in real estate, and they will contact me if they have any issues or any questions regarding real estate. So I think social media also helps you, or brings your work out to the world, basically whatever you're doing, so that people are aware and they can reach out
You're
to you.
able to reach out more people
Exactly.
than you would have personally reached out.
Exactly, yes.
But having a personal touch is, I am an advert of,
That's
like
correct,
having
yes.
that personal one-to-one connect.
Yeah.
I would still agree with Erin that at times I would like to. So my point is
Yeah.
that I would still like to, at times, connect with people on social media.
Correct.
But if I have, so at times when I have to connect with them,
Yeah.
I would like to pick up that phone
Correct.
and communicate over the phone if I cannot do it personally, because the enthusiasm in my voice, the amount of information that I have, my 85% of the communication is non-verbal. So how do I communicate that enthusiasm over the phone, or if I meet somebody personally, and the mannerism and the way in which I propagate, that actually dictates a lot of how that conversation, of how that interaction is going to turn out to be. So for me, that personal touch is very important.
Correct.
Badr, how do you see this social media shift, and where do you think it's going to go in future, as per the real estate scenario?
When it comes as per the real estate scenario, يعني, we will know where the market is going, first of all. If you just click Sobha, hashtag Sobha, you will already see multiple reels. You will get all the information of it. Well, let's not say all, maybe 80% of the information of that project and just that hashtag. Okay? But also at the same time, it will be a little bit difficult, because what do I always say? Value. How do I express this? So when there is something that has value, maybe 1 or 2 or 3% only knows about this thing. But when everybody knows about it, then the value fades away a little bit.
I'll give you an example. You remember last year, everybody jumped on the bandwagon of Ras Al Khaimah.
Yes.
Real estate Ras Al Khaimah is booming, and this and this and this is happening, and this casino is coming, and this is happening. A lot of times, there is a superficial hype. That is not actual. A lot of times, there's a difference between information and, I always say this to you guys, there's a difference between knowledge and information. Knowledge and information, they're two different things. Now, this year, show me one reel or show me one person who's talking about Ras Al Khaimah.
Nada.
So, we have to understand, how do we have that? We need to have that knowledge to decipher it, to decode it. If everybody is talking about Ras Al Khaimah, what is the actual crux of it? Because people get motivated by it. Since everybody is talking about Ras Al Khaimah, I am going to talk about, because that's the most popular thing to talk about. If I want to get more eyeballs, I will also talk about Ras Al Khaimah, or I will talk about that Dubai thing, or something goes wrong somewhere. Everybody jumps on that bandwagon and talks about that topic because they want to ride that wave. Because if I'm going to use that hashtag, I'm going to get more eyeballs. Whether I know about that topic or not, whether I can eloquently speak about that or not, is beside the point. I am going to talk about it. That's what I see happening.
But also, as my point of view, what they always say, don't follow the 99%. Always be that 1%.
How do you achieve to that 1%?
Yeah, so when everyone, like, let's say, now on social media, everyone's following this person, everyone's following this project, and that project, and Ras Al Khaimah, etc. When the 99% is going towards the specific place that they are going to, Ras Al Khaimah, you can divert. That's why when you added socialism, talk with people, you can divert your focus on talking to other people that can give you better projects and better leads. That's why, how I say it, I'm a little bit 50-50 when it comes to social media.
Okay, me being the new member of the team, let me ask you a question, Asim, about social media. What about lead generation?
I think that's a very pertinent topic about lead generation through social media. My point of view in this is, we all have a lot to say. What is the meaning behind it? I am an ardent believer that I'm not going to sell on social media things. I'm going to impart whatever knowledge, little meager knowledge that I have, and I'm going to share with my viewer base. Because of that, if they think, yes, that is a credible and knowledgeable person, then they will reach out to me. Social media, I'm a big fan. Why? Because if I start talking to people over a phone, and I pick up a call, I can call 10 people in a day, or maximum 15 people in a day. I can go out and meet 5 people in a day, max. But through social media, if I have a credible point to make, if there's a new law coming, if there is a new information that is very relevant to the real estate investment in Dubai, golden visas, what is the new time frame that you have to apply for? What are the perks and privileges of having a golden visa? All these things, if I pick up a phone and start talking to people, my reach would be very limited. So through social media, relevant information can be shared in a quicker manner to a broader audience. So lead generation through social media is very important, but people get turned off if you share unimportant information with them or wrong information. So you as an individual have to have that understanding that whatever I'm going to share, I need to do my research on it. I need to do my due diligence on it, and then when I share that information, that has to be credible information, because that is going to ultimately affect my credibility as well as a professional. So if I am a professional and I'm representing a part of the Dubai real estate scenario, then I need to have and take that ownership that yes, I'm going to share that credible information with people. Now, there was a lot of knowledge base, information base study done, and if I recall, University of Wisconsin did one study, Nebraska did one study, and MIT did one study. The 3 studies that were done in 2024 in real estate, when people have reached out to the agencies or the real estate consultants or the real estate professionals, what were their reactions and what was the expectation and what was the reaction? So expectation of a person is that empathy has to be there. I have to be, even on social media, even in my personal, when people come there and when people share their requirements, they need an empathetic answer. They need people to understand. The real estate consultants need to understand what the client needs are. And according to those needs, they need to offer a solution. The The same solution I need to offer a total stranger that I would offer to any member of my family. If my father or my elder brother or my younger brother came to me for an advice on real estate, I have the responsibility of sharing an honest opinion and honest feedback with that person of my family. So I need to share that same amount of information and exactly the same information to a total stranger that has come to me through social media. So that trust level you have to slow and gradually build. The second thing, social media, I think we have to be very diligent. So it's not a one-day process. I see people trying to promote, just create one video, one talk show, one vlog, and that's it. And they think that heavens are going to fall and like they will have a continuous stream of leads from it. The name of the game is consistency. You have to be constant. There are projects coming up every week. The new regulations coming up every quarter. There are things happening around us in the real estate scenario in Dubai, specifically because the pace is so fast that if we want to remain abreast with whatever is happening, we have to take care of this thing that yes, we are there. We need to educate ourselves first and that then share that information with the client base. So you have to be consistent. If the consistency is not there, then we have lost the game. So lead generation for us, one of the key members is again Bernie. Bernie, what are your views on this lead generation that we are doing through social media for real estate?
For real estate, I think it's very necessary to do the lead generation, or like we have even portals through which we get leads. So, I mean, most of the people are looking for properties here in Dubai, but they don't know where to look. They're like having difficulty. So, I think through the lead generation and through these portals, we're making it easier for them. They know where they're supposed to look. They just click and then they come to us, they ask us about, or they tell us what are the requirements, and then we just help them. It's basically taking us from point A to point B.
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, so I would like to ask, how important do you think it is to be like the real life and the real life? Should someone show something different to attract customers, or actually be real in the reels?
I think that's a brilliant question.
Thank you.
And I would like to hear what the rest of the team thinks about
Okay.
it.
I mean, I'll just jump into it. Who doesn't want to show people that you have a Lamborghini?
I don't want to show people if I don't have a Lamborghini. There are two types of people. You have earned 5,000 dirhams in a week. I'm just giving you a hypothetical example. Don't get me wrong. I spend that on hiring a G-Wagon, taking a G-Wagon on rent, going and partying somewhere, posting videos of that G-Wagon, posting videos of that party, posting videos of where I've spent on the palm on the weekend. And at the end of the week, I'm down to zero. That's not my real life. My thumb rule in these things is, if I cannot buy it twice without even blinking my eye, then I can actually afford a thing. I've seen a reel about an agent who's selling a one-bedroom in some place in Dubai land or some place in international city. He's coming in a Lamborghini. How does this correlate? And his client is coming in a Corolla. Let me rephrase it.
Okay.
What I want to say it, if you actually, you see, the first thing, people do not, let me give you a quote. People do not care how much knowledgeable you are unless you show them how much do you care.
Correct.
So if the care, empathy is there in your dealings, that is going to win clients over.
Customer service and
Customer services. Whatever I'm going to drive, whatever I'm going to portray on a real life, if that is as closer to my real life, the persona that I have will be formed by a human being called Asim. And people invest in people. People work with people they like, and people like people like themselves. So you are going to connect with them. For you, that can be a sale. For that individual, it's a home that he's going to build for his family, for his next generation.
correct.
If you do have that empathy, and that empathy should be reflected in your real life and your real life.
Correct.
If your real life is only focused on material gatherings and material things that you possess, how's that adding value to the life of that client and the customer that you have? That is a very important aspect that I would consider. So my presence on my real life should impart that amount of knowledge that I have, bring it to the table, help my clients make a decision.
Yeah.
I'm not there on social media to sell something. I'm on social media to help my customers and clients make better, well-informed decisions in the pursuit of purchase of real estate. That's my 2 penny input into it.
Anything more you guys would like to ask?
Definitely.
Okay, I think that's all for today. If you guys have any questions or any points you guys would like to add to our video, you can comment down below. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next episode.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.